This is a good movie. It's got an entertaining story, a good cast of characters, good actors, a good villain with real motivations, and action that's not only a good spectacle, it services the story. The only plot hole for the movie is actually a plot hole for the whole MCU. It takes place at the beginning of Homecoming, where the Vulture is cleaning up and scavenging just after the Battle of New York, which we know takes place in 2012. Then the screen flashes 8 years later, which is an issue, because that means Spiderman Homecoming takes place in 2020, and since Avengers Infinity War took place in 2018. And Peter Parker was dusted by Thanos' snap in 2018. This movie taking place in 2020 would be impossible. My only real issues with this movie are the women. Now hear me out. We'll start with Marissa Tomei playing Aunt May. This is something I just can't abide. Aunt May needs to look like she's 112 years old and dress like she's in the 50s. Not someone I've had a crush on since 1990. And then there's this girl. I didn't bother learning her name because she's not Gwen Stacy and she's not Mary Jane. And if you're not either of those two girls, you're not Peter Parker's love interest. And that brings us to Michelle Jones. This movie plays a weird game that I can't wrap my head around. Instead of naming this character Mary Jane Watson, they introduce her as Michelle Jones, a girl who's been Peter Parker's classmate for a while. And then at the end, for the audience, Michelle reveals that her friends call her MJ. Great! This character has the same initials as Spider-Man's love interest from the comic book. She doesn't share her name, her look, or her personality. Just her initials. And we're supposed to get excited. If sharing someone's initials means you are that person, then I'm Mario Lopez. Now, you may ask, if those are my only problems with this movie, why isn't it higher in the rankings? And my answer is, I see this movie like Peter Parker sees himself in this movie. It's doing a lot of good things, but they're all small things that don't move the MCU plot along.